Headlines: Oil industry, federal government set to install new flow meters. Deploy technology to tackle crude oil theft. Falana. Gas flare commercialization program will unlock 2,000 megawatts of electricity. NMDPRA. Hello and welcome to Valuechain News. I am Naomi Oleribe. Contrary to the present practice, where Nigeria depends on operators for production data to determine daily volume and oil earnings, the federal government, through the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission (NUPRC), has said that it would commence the installation of its own flow meters on oil production facilities and pipelines in the upstream sector. The move, though radical, considering that the nation has always depended on data from oil-producing firms, has been approved by President Muhammadu Buhari and is expected to save the nation billions of dollars lost through inaccurate meters and dependence on oil companies for data. Although claims that Nigeria does not know its daily oil production have been once discarded, the Commission's chief executive, Gbenga Komolafe, confirmed that the nation relies on production data from operators rather than the regulator sourcing its own data from its own installed meters. This confirms claims that some oil-producing firms may have been shortchanging the country for many years, just as Komolafe noted that earnings lost to such activities run into billions of dollars. Against the backdrop of the unending theft of crude oil in Nigeria, human rights activist Chief Femi Falana on Monday has tasked the federal government to install technology to monitor crude oil thefts in the country. He said the Nigeria National Petroleum Company (NNPC) Limited had 7 years ago acquired 50 billion naira worth of equipment and called for its immediate installation to stop crude oil theft. Falana spoke at the 13th Memorial Lecture and Social Night Tribute to honor the memory of former human rights activist and social crusader Chief Gani Fawayemi. Falana, who chaired the lecture, regretted the ongoing debate over oil theft, saying simple technologies which the government has acquired would have stopped the menace. Valuechain reports that the Controller General of the Nigerian Customs Service (NCS), Hamid Ali, has punctured the claim of 68 million liters daily petroleum supply, but the NNPC had said it was ready for a forensic audit to determine the truth about the matter. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority (NMDPRA) has said the National Gas Flare Commercialization Program (NGFCP) aimed at monetizing huge volumes of natural gas being flared during oil production will unlock about 2 gigawatts of electricity annually. The authority also stated that when activated, the program will equally unlock approximately 600 tons of liquefied petroleum gas (LPG) and provide clean energy for 6 million households and create 300,000 jobs annually. The Chief Executive of the authority, Mr. Farouk Ahmed, made this known in Lagos at the 2022 annual conference of the Association of Energy Correspondents of Nigeria (NAEC) with the theme Energy Transition, Shaping the Future of Nigeria's Energy Industry, an appraisal of PIA, evolving benefits and challenges. Represented by the Executive Director, Economic Regulations and Strategic Planning (NMDPRA), Dr. Zainab Gobiar, the CEO said other initiatives taken to facilitate a shift to a gas-based economy included the declaration of the Decade of Gas to foster economic growth and industrialization driven by gas. According to Ahmed, other initiatives included the National Gas Expansion Program (NGEP) for the penetration and utilization of LPG, compressed natural gas (CNG), and the domestic liquefied natural gas (DLNG), explaining that this will improve energy access, increase domestic consumption, and provide an alternative energy source. Heading to Libya now, Libya's National Oil Corporation (NOC) announced on Monday that crude oil production amounted to 1,163,000 barrels per day during the past 24 hours, down from last Saturday's figures of 1,224,000 barrels per day and Friday's production of 1,226 barrels per day. The condensate production amounted to 48,000 barrels, NOC added in a statement. It attributed production decrease to technical problems related to electricity in the Masala and Saria oil fields. The statement, however, pointed out that specialized technical teams of the Arabian Gulf Oil Company are working to overcome these problems to return production to its former level. In France is well prepared to get through this winter despite the energy crisis due to the war in Ukraine, as it has now increased its strategic gas reserves to maximum level. Energy Minister Agnes Pannier-Runacher said earlier today. Today we have reached the maximum level for our gas reserves. These gas stocks represent 50% of our winter consumption, so we are in the best conditions to go through the winter, the minister reviewed. In business and economy now, the federal government has bowed to the pressure from the Ministry of Communications and Digital Economy, the Nigerian Communications Commission (NCC), telecom operators and subscribers, and suspended the proposal. The suspension of the proposed 5% excise duty was announced by Minister of Communications and Digital Economy, Dr. Isa Ibrahim Pantami. Pantami said the suspension of the policy followed his petition as the chairman of the Presidential Council on Digital Economy and E-Government. According to him, the 5% levy has the potential to impact negatively on the digital economy sector and particularly telecommunications, which is already overburdened with a plethora of taxes totaling about 41 categories. He said some of them were multiple taxations because other tiers or levels of government were imposing some levies that mobile network operators, MNOs, had already paid to the federal government. And now, let's take a quick look at oil prices and exchange rates today. And that's oil prices and exchange rates today. Ensure to follow us on all our social media platforms via Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Also, don't forget to subscribe to our official YouTube handle to gain first access to all our news and content. Thank you for watching the news. I am Naomi Oleribe. Good afternoon.